And we're live.
Hello, everybody.
How we doing, boys?
We're back. We're back, everybody.
I'm doing good. How you doing there,
Doing good.
Disconnection Andy?
Yeah,
You got internet in the Outback. What's going on, JC? How you feeling?
I'm feeling.
How's everyone feeling today?
I want to feel good. I want to feel good, but it's like
Okay,
this
let's
keeps
talk about
happening.
that. The
Yeah,
echo.
that's me.
You got to turn your audio off. Somebody, JC, Time. Somebody has their audio on
on
the stream, and you got to turn the notification alerts off, dog.
Who are you talking to? I don't have anything on.
I don't know. Somebody.
I have
somebody.
JC. Listen, chat. Australia just got the internet this year, and they're really not used to it. Internet. They don't know how to turn off the notifications.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, it's a lot of that's what it sounds like when he boots up on Australia online. It's not great.
Before we start, it's not my birthday today. Prag, is it your birthday today?
It's funny that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
It is not my birthday.
It is not. Okay. So it's not mine. It's not yours.
This little kookaburra from Perth. My number one wallaby.
I'm not.
Is it JC's
Perth.
birthday, perhaps?
I'm not from Perth.
Is it
the perm from Perth?
Well,
the perm from.
I can't hear what you guys
that's
are
so
saying,
good.
But
that's so good.
I'm a professional.
It is.
Yeah,
my
so
birthday
JC,
today. Yes.
It's his birthday. Wow.
It is my birthday.
Can you talk about your age, or is that too
Yeah, I'm 26.
Much?
Wow,
I'm
26.
big
26.
Yeah, I'm 24. Yeah.
You guys are like my big bros.
Yeah.
You guys, every time I get off track and I'm doing the wrong thing,
yeah,
I pop on the stream and I know my big bros are going to show up and give me a good rough talking to.
Yeah,
and everyone in chat knows it. Set me right on track.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What are you going to do for your birthday, Mitchell?
Don't know. Go to the pool.
That's amazing.
Go to the gym.
I think
we're seeing a movie.
Chat, we're trying to get a GoFundMe going for Frontier Fiber for Australia, for JC.
We work with what we have,
So essentially, if you follow, eventually we'll be affiliate and we can get subs, and then we can get that $25 a month to get this
all the money
fiber going.
All the money will go towards rebuilding Australia's infrastructure.
100% of all proceeds go to Australian communications.
Can I just say I'm hearing 50% of the things you're saying?
JC agrees.
Chat here from
hearing,
some lady named Flame
50%.
Princess.
I'm hearing
happy
half
birthday,
of what
JC.
you're saying.
Wow.
Ooh,
happy birthday, JC. Yeah.
I knew we were going to get some fans, but I didn't know they were Flame Princesses. Do they want to meet after the show?
This isn't working. Like, I can't hear anything you guys are saying.
We should start having meet and greets. It doesn't matter, JC. It doesn't matter.
It really does. I can't participate if I can't hear what you're saying.
I can hear you.
I can't hear you. And you're hearing half of what I'm saying. This is just...
Was it a mistake to involve an Australian? Is that what it was?
100% of all proceeds go to communications development for Northern Australia, the Outback, everything from the center of the nation straight up through the north. We're going to get that internet fixed, JC.
Please give generously.
So
you too can support local infrastructure rebuild.
So let me just say, it was working right up until I hit record. Like, it was working completely.
That's L from me.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
I think
shame, JC.
JC. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I hate to say this, but I think we're going to have to do it tomorrow.
I can't hear you.
I hate to say it. I hate that you said it. I hate that.
Tomorrow. Okay, but what's going to change tomorrow, JC? Your internet's still going to be fucking shit show.
No, but it was working.
Tell everyone in that home of yours they don't go out on the internet when Daddy's making his programs.
Tomorrow, no one can be online tomorrow.
It was
tell the Prime Minister to shut the internet communications down, except for Perth.
It was working right up
it's
until
not
I
fucking
hit record.
Working, bro.
Like, it was working completely fine.
Listen, if you can hear my voice and you want to be the host of a podcast about movies, we're taking applications. The Discord link
Please,
is at the top of the page.
please be local. Please be somewhat local to the United States.
Continental United States. We will take a Hawaiian or an Alaskan if their internet is Frontier Fiber.
All right. Well,
You want to apologize to everyone,
I don't
Jason?
think this is going to work today, boys. I still can't hear half of what
Let's
you're
just
saying.
make the show about JC apologizing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Need to hear 100 Hail Marys, please.
He's ashamed,
Yeah.
and he won't say anything
Well,
when he's ashamed. He turtles in. He goes inward,
make it
and
work.
he can't speak, and he just freezes. And that's what you're seeing right now.
Prag,
Yes.
Did you grow up Catholic? I feel like you did.
I did, yes.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
I
okay.
did. But I didn't go to Catholic school.
Well, I mean,
my parents
I
were
can't
like,
hear what you're
wasn't,
saying, so-
it wasn't nothing crazy. They were just,
Yeah.
JC, we're just having an intimate conversation about growing up
It's a
Roman
different
Catholic.
podcast, though, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
doing a different show.
I can't
Now we're
join
doing
in
an
because
interview
I
show.
can't respond to anything you're
Now
saying. 'cause I
Time is
can't hear what you're
interviewing me
saying.
about my childhood.
Anyway.
So, if you need to log off, I'm just trying
You
to
know
fill
what?
this hour of quality entertainment. We can do it.
Yeah.
So let me tell you a little bit about growing up Catholic in San Jose. So
Don't tell me.
I grew up about half a block from the Holy Family Church. It was a modern church. It was all new Jesuit priests. They were very liberal. There was no fire and brimstone. They never left you alone with the fucking priest. Everyone was always watching everybody. And then you get your catechism classes, and that's fine. And, you know,
The priest
it
wasn't
was
Father
easy.
Flanagan, was it?
Nobody attacked
Okay.
anybody that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when they get you when you have to go to the high school and it's constant all day, every day, and they start with you in kindergarten and they're telling you about being tortured in hell for eternity and you're 7. That's when people get fucked up.
Yeah.
But what about you? Did you get any religion?
Yeah, I went to like a Christian church like later in my life, like a teenager.
Non-denominational.
Yeah, I think so. It was all right.
Nothing crazy. They weren't making you like give 10% or you're not allowed to avert
that's
your
crazy.
eyes.
That's fucking crazy.
That's pretty standard.
The tithing. I know. That's what's crazy.
Right? Latter-day Saints. Isn't that like 10 points right off the bat, no matter what?
Something. Shit.
I would love to get 10% for internet. For
10% of anything. Yeah. If I can give 10% of my internet to this poor man, I would do it. 100%.
Okay.
I have a couple megabytes
you went
per
to church
second.
later in life. That's interesting.
Yeah. My parents weren't really like what do you call it? Church. This is not. What is this? What is this?
Yes, let's go.
Okay.
We got
we
it.
have two Mitchell Coopers here. 2 of them. Mitchell
All right,
Cooper.
now
What did you do,
Hunter.
Mitchell Cooper? How did you? Are you like
You
MacGyver?
sound awful.
Do I?
Listen, let him cook.
I mean,
He sounds
this
fine.
is all
It's
audio.
Listen, I know you're an audio guy, but this show has got to be made.
Mitchell Cooper
baby.
number 2. Is it your birthday? Is it your birthday, Mitchell Cooper number 2?
It is my birthday as well.
It's your birthday? Oh, wow.
Do I actually sound like shit? Or
You just sound like
It sounds
far
better
away.
than before when you were
When
pausing.
we
and
couldn't hear you
this is-
say
Okay.
anything. Yeah.
This is
That's a
actionable. We
better
can do a
option.
show like this. We can do. A
Okay,
show
we're
like this.
back. We're back, guys. We're back.
I made it work. I made it work.
We will pause
Let's
Catholic
talk about
talk
who
till
selected
next
this
week.
movie. Do you want to introduce your movie?
Yeah,
Mitchell?
introduce your movie.
Yes, I do.
He's all excited now.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I got it working. I'm a genius. Anyway, so I picked The Rise of Leslie Vernon, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. This is a film that I've wanted to watch for ages. I think I saw it in a YouTube video like ages ago. But the reason why I picked it is because I am a huge fan of the slasher genre. Right back from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, all of them, Prom Night. I just love 80s slashers, like big time.
Because it's all like film for you, right? Like it's all something for you to practice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And if you
it's
are just
good,
joining
it's good
us,
inspiration.
Yeah.
Good
JC is an
inspiration.
IRL serial killer
Yeah.
in the Badlands of Australia.
This isn't
He
true.
knows
This isn't
about
true.
this stuff. So please
A
continue.
little bit of lore here for the Lance verse.
This is
JC is
IRL
our
killer.
he's an IRL serial killer in the Lance community. Good. Sorry. Good.
Please
Isn't that
continue.
isn't that what OJ did? Like he pranked a news reporter by pretending
Oh yeah,
to
I
be.
saw that. That was
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
hilarious and terrifying.
yeah,
Oh, I think I saw some.
yeah.
Holy shit!
Fucking crazy.
But so I'm a big fan of the slasher genre, and then I heard there was this film about like a documentary crew following around an iconic killer.
Mockumentary.
Mockumentary, yeah, it's a mockumentary. And I've wanted to watch it ever since. I'm a big fan of films that deconstruct the horror genre, like Scream, Cabin in the Woods, You're Next, stuff like that.
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows, another good one. Yeah, all of these great films. And I wanted to see it because I'd never seen something. I mean, like Scream is very, it's very pop culture slasher, but I felt like a film like this, it's like low budget. I think the budget was around 70,000. Would really get into the nitty gritty of like the inner workings of a slasher script. So
they made this movie for $70,000.
yes, they made it for
It
$70,000. Yeah, it does show, but I think they do a really good job with it. And I was very pleased with how it turned out, despite its low budget. So yeah, that's I'm gonna move that over there.
Okay.
That's my pitch. That's why I picked this film.
So, what are the best slasher movies?
Well, for me,
what's the goat? If someone who watched the movie and you said this is a great example of the genre.
Well, my top two it'd be Jason Lives, Friday 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, and Prom Night. Yeah, Part 6. And Prom Night. I love Prom Night. I love the way it's shot. I love the way. The thing about the slasher genre for me is like it's very formulaic, obviously, but I just love you take this formula and you could do something either aesthetically different with it or creatively different with it, with the types of kills or the types of characters you introduce or the way that you shoot it and everything. And I think Friday the 13th, especially like in the 80s, it just had this charm about it, like the way it was shot, the really high, bright, blacklit, sorry, not blacklit, backlit. The music, it all comes together into this like vibe. Yeah, like this nostalgic vibe. Yeah.
And it was like
this
a
film, this film really does
too.
play into that. I want to get more into it, but I want to see what Time thought about this slasher film because I could see him smiling, and I know he's
the review of the film. If he just wants to talk about slasher films in general,
yeah.
we can.
How many slasher films have you seen, Time?
0.
Night Shift. That's from the 70s. Is a great slasher movie about a hospital slasher.
Would you consider The Strangers a slasher film?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, that is probably my favorite slasher film.
That's
original
because it's scary.
It's so real, like it could. Well, it kind of happened, but like this is crazy. Like, there's nothing supernatural about it. Which brings me to my question I wanted to ask you guys. In horror movies, or I guess slasher movies, which do you prefer more? Do you prefer something that's kind of based in realism, or something that's kind of like supernatural?
Supernatural.
I like supernatural stuff because
I like realism,
it allows your imagination to run more wild, and you can do more.
There is a balance though, because I feel like there's two different types of slashers you can get. You can get the really stylistic, like
anti-hero slasher,
pulpy, Friday the 13th,
you're rooting for the slasher.
Yeah,
some people are rooting for Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees. It's
and then you have the really grounded stuff like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right.
So
I'm scary.
Yeah,
I'm not really a horror movie fan. I just don't like them. So like the last two Michael Myers movies, the Halloween ones, I saw them because I just heard like oh man, they're kind of crazy. And I watched them, and they were the last one I thought was awful. The one before that was all right.
I disagree. I'm the opposite.
I know. We talked about that.
I thought the previous one was awful, and I thought the last one was good. But yeah, go on.
I mean, they were all right. They were all right, but they felt like fan service. They felt like an addition. They felt unnecessary.
Oh, the last one was definitely.
I liked a lot of the scenes. I mean,
the last one was very different.
Yeah. I like the images that they created and different ways, but nothing that makes it replace the original. I mean, John Carpenter nailed it. And some people don't like the second one, but I like the fact that the second one is a continuation of the same night. One and two, I think they should play that together.
People don't like the second one because of the ending, but I think the rest of the film is really good.
I loved it, especially when you're a kid. When you see it, I think I probably saw it when I was 11 or 12. That's the perfect age, and then you run them back to back, and it's fun.
Just to show my my further credibility for slashers, I just barely watched the first Texas Chainsaw with these guys a couple months ago. I'd never seen it, or all the way through. So we watched.
You watched the second one as well. You watched the second one,
and they're enjoyable with friends, but I don't know if I'd watch them.
No, there's no shot I'm watching those movies back to back by myself.
I love them. I watched them 100 times.
No, because I live alone, bro. I can't. I can't. I gotta sleep.
As far as horror movies go, I'm not really like a huge fan of them.
The first Texas Chainsaw is perfect. That's a perfect movie as far as I'm concerned. It's scary. You don't see what's coming because it's, imagine you walk into a theater and you have no idea what it is. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, everyone knows the tropes and everything. But seeing that with fresh eyes is extraordinarily startling.
Yeah.
And it's very scary. The second one that we watched, Texas Chainsaw 2, had a lot of cool scenes. But it seems like they wanted to add an element of I don't know what it's kind of what Resident Evil does. Camp. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm working for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Camp. A bit of camp. And then, but some of the gore was really unsettling, like in the radio station.
Radio station, yeah.
And he's like pulling the face off of people and putting it on her. And that stuff is tough for me to watch. I don't like the gore.
It's something that happens like horror genre wide. Like you see that with the Evil Dead series as well. Because the first Evil Dead is a straight horror film, and then the second Evil Dead is horror comedy as well. And it plays out pretty similarly in a lot of horror franchises.
It was tough to laugh in Texas Chainsaw 2 because of the gore. I understand. Yeah, because it was too idiosyncratic. It's too iconoclastic. The image and then trying to get that laugh, it's like my brain kind of like short circuits when that stuff happens. I didn't really
see it as it is a comedy, but I did see it more as like the gore adds to the sort of madness of it. Like I felt like it was more of a madness, is the zany vibe rather than the straight comedy vibe. Like I feel like it comes together in a very sort of like Mad Max in a way.
I happened to look up here at chat, and we have someone, Lance from Saints. He brought up Rob Zombie. I forgot House of a Thousand Corpses. I like that movie.
I still mean to watch it. It was actually something I was considering choosing.
Okay, yeah, I legit enjoy that movie. Yeah.
Can I say something about this Lance guy?
Slasher. That's a good movie.
No, we're not talking about Lance today. We had our Lance segment last week.
He wants to be on the show. He's never been on the show. That's all I want to say.
Okay. So we've. Oh, go.
Yeah, I was going to say, Pragpro, you're really good at this. So if you want to tell the audience what this film was about.
That's what I was just going to say. I was going to say that. Yes. All right, go. Good,
It's time for me to go in. I wanted to shout out Lance.
I get the honors.
My shout-outs are not working. I'm sorry,
Without
Lance.
spoiling the movie for...
so this was what we do in the shadows for Lance. People.
Okay? You're not going to do my boy like that. Come on.
It wasn't good. I wanted it to be good. I wanted to laugh. There were parts that were good, but the acting was poor. There was so much overacting, especially by the protagonist, who the young lady who plays the film reporter. Is this a spoiler? Please stop me if it is.
No.
But all right, she was.
What's the movie about?
So hard. Well, it's a mockumentary, right? So they want.
Yes.
This movie was about making more sequels and making more movies. That's what I think their intention was. But at the end of the day, it's, What We Do in the Shadows is a mockumentary about vampires and all the funny things that they do IRL and behind the mirror. But when we're talking about all the funny things that a serial killer does, it's not as funny.
I disagree.
So on the back of the box,
people, and it's like the reporters like looking the other way for the murders. And I understand it's all campy and comedic. Go ahead, Time, please.
Say on the back of the box, when you see what the movie's about, it's going to say What We Do in the Shadows. All this stuff.
It's not for dumb people. I shouldn't say that.
It's just explain what the movie is.
It just didn't hit the mark.
What is the movie about? What is the movie about?
Also, I have.
You still need to say what the movie's about, Prag.
Yeah, one of my notes here says it just says bootleg Alicia Silverstone.
Okay, so what the movie is, it's a mockumentary. It follows a film crew that is following a killer named Leslie Vernon, and they follow him over the course of a week or so, whatever.
And it's in a world where Michael Myers is real and Jason Voorhees is real, and the reporter says they go to the different towns and they go to Elm Street and they talk about Freddy Krueger. Okay, so all right, we're in a fantasy world now.
Which is why. Okay, no, hold on. So,
all right, please.
So, what this film is?
These alerts are going crazy.
You've said exactly what it is. It is a mockumentary inside the universe where other slashers exist. So, this means in those slasher movies, would you not agree that the acting in them is also very bad? Right?
Yes.
So, does it not make sense?
The acting matches the universe.
Oh, yes. So you're saying that was a choice?
Absolutely.
That was a choice.
100%. 100%. Scott Wilson's in this movie. That dude is.
Listen, I'm not going to attack. Listen, Scott Wilson was great. The woman from the Poltergeist films was great.
Oh,
Scott
yeah, sure, that's who it was. Yeah.
All the legit actors in the film were great. But the other. So, Scream, the actors in Scream did a very nice job with that, playing that game of camp and everything.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they. I just
don't think they nailed it. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
maybe this film is only for people who have a real strong affinity for the slasher genre, because the amount of times that they'd mention something that happens in so many slasher films,
just Scream already did that too, though. Didn't Scream already break the fourth wall and discuss all the tropes?
Yeah, but the thing with Scream is that I feel like Scream is very broad strokes with its attacks. With Leslie Vernon, I really feel like they got into this, like the small details, there's scenes where he's talking about how he locks the windows except for the upper floor windows, because those are the windows that they jump through, and stuff like that. Like, it's just like little details
that was clever
that it covers. Yeah, and there's heaps of stuff like that.
One of the big problems,
like he moves the bricks out the way of the door, so the door closes.
It's on a string. It's on a string.
On a string, like little details like that.
Listen, if you're gonna make a mockumentary about slasher films, you have to bring practical effects, and every murder in this movie is like not. They didn't have a budget for any practical effects, so it was just like a knife slash and a stroll away.
That.
It was. I want to see something crazy, because that's what the genre is famous for.
You didn't think I don't want to spoil it, but the apple. I thought that was pretty gnarly, but yeah. But the thing is it wasn't focusing on the kills. It was focusing on the people reacting to the kills. Like, this film kind of reminded me.
This was like a PG kind of movie. There was one nudity scene, but I don't even know why they included that. It just seemed extra.
No,
but they wanted to make comment on the genre by showing that this is how they show nudity.
Well, that was a reveal. I don't want to spoil it, but that was a reveal in the plot. Like, it changes the plot completely. What I want to say about this film also is the film it most reminds me of, like, shockingly, is not a horror film. It reminds me of this film called Safety Not Guaranteed. I don't know if either of you have seen it. With Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza, yeah.
Aubrey Plaza.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, in that film, it's sort of similar. It's like these reporters. It's not a mockumentary, but they go and visit this guy.
Duplass brothers.
Yeah, the Mark Duplass, who's saying he's built a time machine. And throughout the whole film, you're not 100% sure if it is or isn't real, right? And they're kind of questioning that. And I felt the same way about this. I wasn't 100% sure about how the film would end. Like I wasn't sure if it was all going to be bullshit or if it was actually happening. And I really felt like the third act pulled the rug under me in a way that I haven't seen in a while.
It was interesting. The film, they changed from a mockumentary into a standard film setup, right? For the last 10 minutes, or
not just standard, but specifically Friday the 13th. Like even the music was straight.
I like that part.
Manfredini.
You got to meet the other characters that were behind the camera the whole time.
Yeah,
right.
And I also think it shows the craft of the director. Because what I was worried about going into this film was that it was all going to be like a found footage film, and it was just going to be all shot from behind the scenes, they weren't going to show their actual slasher chops, and they do it, and I think they do an incredible job of it. I love the lighting, I love the way they use the music, I love the way they frame Leslie Vernon, everything. I thought it was very, very, paying strong homage to the slasher genre.
Do we want to visit with chat?
I have a feeling that I'm the only one that will feel that way about it because I have such an affinity for the slasher genre. But
good point. Chat. Yeah. So some people in chat are saying, some gentleman says, I like Leprechaun in the Hood better.
That was a good movie.
And the other person says, my aunt's name was Leslie.
Oh, very nice.
He says,
very nice.
JC says, Lance says, sliced and diced. I want to see the nuts chopped off. JC is obsessed with lights. He loves lights.
I love lights.
I don't know who you are, Lance from Saints, but
do we want to go around the table?
I love my lighting.
Saying how much we hate Lance from Saints again.
But specifically the lighting in this film.
It's not that I hate. It's just I'm just off put.
Friday the 13th. And I thought the main guy did a really good job.
Who's that? Let's talk about that
actor. Plays Leslie.
Yeah, he only has 3 film credits.
Nathan Bissell?
That's the one, yeah. This was his introducing role.
The over.
Yeah, Nathan Bissell. He hasn't done anything. He looks like someone that I've seen. I think he looks like the guy from.
Hold on. He had a recurring network television role in Sean Cassidy's Invasion.
Yeah,
he's done nothing. He's a stage actor.
Well,
a lot of these kids seem like stage actors
theatrical. Too. Yeah,
I could tell that they were stage actors because their acting was so acting.
Yeah. But I felt like it was a very specific
They're conveying
choice.
The emotion to a theater of 300 people, and you don't have to do that with film acting because you have microphones and subtlety.
Yeah,
you can use subtlety in film acting.
I also think they would have had so much fun filming this because of just the plethora of horror movie character actors that got in the film. They had a cameo from Kane Hodder, who's the original Jason. Right. They had Robert Englund, obviously.
Yes, he was good. He was good.
Freddy,
he was great in
as the the psychiatrist who's hunting down the serial killer.
Yeah.
I would have given him more to work with. I would have liked to have seen him in more scenes, but it was really nice. I thought he did nice.
Scott Wilson, obviously, Walking Dead alum, and he was in another slasher film that I haven't seen.
Let's talk about Scott Wilson.
Remind myself. Yeah, he's great, and he's great in the film. He's in The Exorcist 3.
He's been in The Heat of the Night, in Cold Blood, The Great Gatsby, Dead Man Walking, Pearl Harbor, Junebug. He received a Golden Globe nomination for his role in William Peter Blatty's The Ninth Configuration, which I didn't see.
He was in The Host as well.
Walking Dead?
Walking Dead. I mean, that's what most people would recognize him from, is The Walking Dead. But
yeah.
And they also got Zelda Rubinstein, who this was actually her final film.
From Poltergeist.
Before her death. Yeah, she's from Poltergeist and Southland Tales.
You have to go to the light, Carol Ann.
Go to the light.
I have to throw this tennis ball. Everybody listen. We're going to get a tennis
I
ball.
love the scene they give her in this
In the
film.
light, Carol Ann.
Where the overacting teenager is like she's basically plot dumping the history of this guy to her,
Bootleg
and it goes
Alicia
on for like 5 minutes. Yes, yeah. It goes on for like 5 minutes of her explaining the backstory, and it's so over convoluted. But she does a great job with it. I really liked it. I really like this film.
I like that one line when he's in the library, and the whole thing is that the girl that the killer is stalking is going to find out about the murders and the history, and then the cameraman is watching him, and the Leslie Vernon character is like jumping around the library, and he's like a little monkey. That was funny. That was a good one.
The one question I have about the film is what, and we can probably get into spoilers now. So spoiler alert, moving forward. So anyone watching, if you don't want spoilers, click off now.
Yeah, if you're still subscribed to Stars, you might want to log off now, because Anchor Bay has a contract with Stars, and I don't want you to miss your movie of the week.
Actually, before we get into spoilers, I actually haven't heard what Time thought of the film. He still hasn't given his opinion on the film.
Just a fucking hater.
So
go ahead.
So usually when I watch these movies, I have to take notes, just so I can remember what to say and funny things I think of.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take any notes for this movie.
Oh, right. What does that mean?
You're such a big shot.
Do you know why?
Because you're a big shot and you make better movies? I don't know.
Because I love this fucking movie.
Let's fucking go.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I did. I legit enjoyed this movie.
It's great.
The very beginning, I was like,
don't know where this is going.
Okay, yeah. But then the thing that hooked me was when she was doing the report or the whatever, and she's like, and she brings up.
You only like it because she's a redhead. You only like the movie because the reporter's a fucking redhead. Hold on, right?
That's also true.
Fuck up.
That's also true. But when she mentioned Camp Crystal Lake, Elm Street, and then whatever fucking
you were hooked.
Halloween,
I was like, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I was like, these are in universe things, and then they kind of and then she ended that broadcast or whatever, and then walked up to the door, and I go, wait. Was that just something they're working on? Like, is this like a school project? It's not real. That sucks. And then as the movie goes on, you're like, no, these are real. Holy shit! Yeah. I'm in. And I do have a problem with the movie. I think at a certain point, I want to say so. We're doing spoilers, obviously. I think after they confronted his girl, his survivor girl. After the reporters or whatever the filmmakers confronted the girl after that, and he got all pissed off. I think after that it kind of slowed down. I think it had a really good pace the entire movie. Then it slowed down at that part, but then when they went to what do you call it? To the house to start doing the actual like the final act, I think it picked back up. But overall, I absolutely loved it. It was a great movie.
Oh, thank God! Thank you so much.
Really
and also the acting was, I agree with you. It fits within that universe, or with how it can't be this. But I do think the reporter girl, she acted her fucking ass off.
I thought she did a good job. Yeah, I think you're completely wrong, Brad. I don't agree at all.
Fucking crazy.
And she's a redhead. Whatever.
Especially when she realizes that she's when she realizes that she's the virgin. I think she does an incredible job.
Crazy. Yeah.
Her realization. She sells.
They're doing a student film. And they want to meet the supposed serial killer that they really don't think is a serial killer. But all of a sudden, after about 15 minutes, 25 minutes, the two cameramen and the girl are all in about doing real murders.
Well, they don't think it's going to happen. Like, they literally, I don't think they realize it's going to happen.
When they're setting up the girl with the brick and the fish string at the restaurant.
I still don't think they thought it was going to happen. I trust that.
Really?
Because he's so open about it. He's so open about it.
The stuff he was saying was just like so like just like it sounded like someone just trying to brag, you know?
Yeah.
Like it didn't sound like someone that was being serious. Like, cause
exactly.
you have these visions of a serial killer, you know, and they're just brooding or they just don't talk to you and they're you know, they're kind of, you know, one dimensional. But this dude was like, I do this, you know, about these 2 turtles. I don't feed them. I hope they die, but whatever, you know,
exactly.
like shit like that. And it's just like,
that was so good.
The dude just sounds like dumb, you know, he's just talking.
All my pets are edible.
Everything I buy is edible.
I really didn't think. Like, I mean, I thought I was 50-50 on whether it was going to be real until he went into the room and killed those 2 people having sex.
Yeah.
Like when you just hear him hacking them, and then he comes out, he's like, "Woo!" I was like,
and he's getting ready for the next part. He's like, okay, let's go.
And they're just like, "Oh fuck, what have we done? We're too deep now."
God, bro.
The line he said. Like after that part that I absolutely loved, he looks at him and he takes him out and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm getting you out of here." Like, why? He goes, "Because you're giving me that I can't stand by and watch you do this. We have to do something." And I don't like that look. And he just shoos him off. I like that line.
I also want to say
like Beverly Hills 90210. Not I just someone murdered behind the door, and I didn't think that was going to happen. If somebody actually murders somebody in the next room, you can't. You know, you're I don't know. You're just
They were terrified. I thought they did a great job.
Yeah, they all started like freaking out after that. They're like, "Oh shit, it's real."
It was only him that was just kind of like.
And then they came back. Right?
And tried to.
She's like, "I'm in love." Because there's like a romantic.
He didn't tell them
pinning
the real plan. He told them what he wanted to tell them.
Yeah.
So everything worked out the way that he wanted it to work out, essally.
Exactly.
And his dumb mask. He's got that dumb mask.
The mask is so funny.
He does like a chimpy move like this, and you guys like that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really thought Nathan Basil did a great job in it as well. I love the moment before they go to do it. When they're sitting at the top of the barn, and he's like, you know, he's treating this like his master work. Like this is what gives him life. And he's sitting there like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. He just had such a human.
Is that before or after the double up skirt shot? Because they have one girl that gets killed go
funny.
up the ladder and they film it and then like, okay, there's that. And then they do it again.
I really want to know how they filmed her getting dragged so quickly up the ladder.
Fast.
Yeah, I want to know if they had a rope attached to her or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. She's in a harness.
It was so good. Yeah.
She never worked again after that film.
No,
chat. I just want to tell you, I could not find any other references to that young lady.
Her name. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
When he was explaining everything at the end, like, oh, you know, they're gonna go into this room. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then he explained the part where he's like, and one of them's gonna probably grab something to try to kill me, and you know, it's not gonna work because I shaved the handles. Yeah. I did this. I did that. Nothing works in this thing.
Right.
Yeah,
I love
it's that. There's so many little things like that that they.
This would be better if they had a budget. If they had a legit budget, I think they could have made.
I think
the framework was good, but some of the stuff took me out of it.
Really,
some of the stuff took me out of it. I mean, I'm sorry.
When they switch to the like the general slasher film, you know, vibe, the aesthetic and everything.
They changed the camera view angle.
Yeah, and changed it to the very brightly backlit, like in the distance. Obviously, it's meant to be the moon, but the moon isn't that bright. But they always did that in horror films because it just looks, you know, nice.
Shout out.
Yeah. I really felt like they did an amazing job with the budget they had.
They did. I didn't know it was 70,000.
Yeah, it looked like a Friday the 13th film. The music as well. Like whoever did the score.
2004 did they make this? 2005?
2006.
Okay, so did they film this on film? It must have been. They didn't have digital.
It looks like
access like that.
No, they did have digital back then, but it looks
like
it
wasn't anywhere near as easy to work with as it is.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and I'm sure the mockumentary stuff was shot on like Super 8 cameras or something, you know, small like Blair Witch Project cameras.
Anytime, I mean, I just couldn't help but compare it to What We Do in the Shadows, the movie, not the TV series. And what we do
I
in
know
the
what you mean.
shadows was a low, pretty low
Mhm.
budget, I would say, and they killed it.
Yeah, with the
you know what I'm saying? They just
vampires.
killed it. They just murdered it. The
Yeah.
performances were great, and
Mhm.
so I know that even with a small budget, it all depends on the talent. I mean, that what they did in the shadows was Jermaine Clement, right,
Mhm.
and so many
Taika.
talented New Zealand, right. I
Yeah.
mean, in Australian act, it was just like I couldn't get that out of my head. I couldn't stop comparing it while I was watching. I did enjoy certain jokes and certain scenes, and I didn't ever feel like, oh, this is so terrible, I can't watch it. And I did
Mhm.
notice that a vast majority of the reviews were pretty good. It got a 76 from Rotten
Rotten
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Yep.
The Washington Post liked it a lot.
Yeah. No, I understand. I can totally get someone not liking this film.
I mean,
I'm
it's not
actually
that I didn't
shocked that Time
like it.
enjoyed
It's
it
just
so
like it didn't
much,
move
honestly.
me.
You wanted more from it.
Yeah. Do you
I
feel like
saw
you
a lot of
wanted more?
potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that if they explore that whole world with multiple, if they ever got the license, for example, to like Jason Voorhees and
Mm.
Texas Chainsaw, to do comedy stuff like that and include, if you're going to have a whole universe filled with all the famous, slashers, you could
Mhm.
you could do a lot of stuff with that.
Yeah, I love the details. Like the details are what really got me. Like because you said you were comparing it to Scream. You're like, didn't Scream
Well, I
do a
think
better job?
Scream did that better too. I think that's
I
the
don't
problem.
agree.
Scream and what they do in the shadows. Go ahead.
I mean, I love Scream. I think Scream is great just as a film on its own. I think it's well directed and everything.
Amazing.
But I feel like Scream, like the difference between this and Scream is I feel like Scream was very broad strokes, very like if you're not a huge like if you understand slasher films generally, like you'll get the beats, you'll get the jokes, you'll get the in references. But the thing about Leslie Vernon is there's just so many small little things, like what Time was talking about with the weapons in the barn and the windows and the
Right.
cow box in the
and his
basement.
conditioning program
they
explains
mentioned
why
the
he
fuse
can
box
walk
in the
slow.
basement.
The fuse box in the basement.
Fuse box, and he's working out every day to make it look
Yeah.
easy.
It's so just like everything.
Yeah, but I mean, I want to be scared. In Scream, there was a lot of comedy, but there was a lot of scares too. And this movie wasn't
that's
scary.
good. But like Friday the 13th isn't scary either. Like I do think this film is specific. Obviously,
first Friday the 13th is kind of scary. I mean, I guess it depends on your age. I mean, I guess you're right. Not to an
but like
adult,
I said,
probably.
my favorite is Jason Lives, which isn't scary, but it's just like the most. It's the most expressive of the Friday the 13th.
Which
movies.
one was that? Remind me.
It's the one. It's the one where they wake him up with a bolt of lightning, and he.
I remember
and
that one.
And there's actually children at the camp this time. So, but it's about the camp counselors.
He's like in a barn or something, and he turns into the demon or something. Is that one? The one where
no, I don't think so. I think they all.
There's so many of them.
Kind of
I get
together,
confused.
but
was it before the one in New York? Jason Takes New York.
It's before the one in New York. That's number 8.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Number 7 is basically Carrie versus Jason, but it's the one right before that. I'll probably bring it up on the podcast at some point and get you guys to watch it. But
sure.
That one encapsulates everything I love about slasher films. The final girl is the best final girl in any horror film as well. She's just so smart, sexy, funny.
Who's the actress?
Likeable. Let me look it up. I'll bring it up.
Okay. Have you ever seen a slasher movie called Night Shift?
No. Is that good?
It's about a guy, he's like an orderly or something in a hospital, like one of those massive hospitals that you can get lost in. That's a fucked up movie. That's a slasher movie.
Jennifer Cook.
Okay, Jennifer Cook.
Yeah, she plays Megan Garris. If you look at
when I see a horror movie, I want to be afraid. I don't want camp. I don't want to laugh. I don't want to think. I want to be fucking afraid. That's what the fucking genre is about.
When I go into a film, I want
scared.
What the film is trying to give me. Like I just go into the film wanting what the film is trying to give me. And if the film isn't trying to go for scares, but it's trying to go for like that camp,
the laugh,
glorious, doesn't have to be laughs. Like
I'll allow
it
it.
could just be a vibe. It can just be a.
Yeah.
It can be a whole bunch of things. It can be
like
creative
Rocky
kills.
Horror Picture
It
Show
can
is a vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel
Absolutely.
you. I feel you.
And that's how I feel about Friday the 13th.
I just crave. I think about the great horror movies that really scared you when you were young, and that feeling that you get, like you can't even explain how this other person crawled into your brain and sorted through the inventory of your life and just knew what would scare you because you're just young and you don't understand anything or how writing works or how directing works. And you see something like The Exorcist when you're like
Exorcist.
7. And I saw it on a black and white TV with my brother. My older brother is like 10 years older, and we watched the fucking Exorcist just on a tiny fucking thing. Just an amazing cinematic performance. Just amazing cinema that everything translated in black and white. It didn't matter how big the screen was because the audio and everything was so crazy.
Yeah,
that's what I love about horror movies.
Yeah, and I love horror movies like that as well. Like The Exorcist. If you get a chance, have you seen the third Exorcist film? The one directed by William Peter Blatty.
That's a good one.
I'd
we should do
highly
that.
recommend it.
I hope somebody picks that. I know my next movie is Grizzly Man.
Yeah,
but I would definitely love to see that. I didn't see the new Exorcist reboot because I already knew it was going to be shit.
Yeah,
I mean, they tried. Fox had the audacity to try to create an Exorcist TV show. Like
I heard that was good
4 years ago. It was fun
solid.
to watch. It was fun, and the second season had a different environment. They went to a crazy like island out in Vancouver Island, or sort of that vibe, like a Maine or off coast island with like a history of witch burnings and stuff. It was fucking cool. I don't know what and then they make this reboot that's shit. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know what happened with it. I don't know. Time, did you have any final thoughts before we get to recommendations?
Do you have a favorite horror movie? What movies scare you?
The Strangers.
That's a scary movie. I don't love it. The ending is really abrupt. But
tell me what The Strangers is about. Tell everyone what The Strangers is about.
I don't remember. Strangers is, I think, about it's about a couple. They go to like a wedding or something, and then they go back home and they're
divorce, right?
They're going through. I think they go to a wedding though, or something. A party
before that,
yeah. And they go going through a divorce, whatever. They come back to a house. I don't know if it's theirs or not.
It is theirs. It's their house.
Okay. Yeah. Come back to their house, and then some people just roll up to the house and they have crazy looking masks, like porcelain doll masks, and then they try to get in and they fuck with them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to talk too much about that movie.
It's all like it was based off of like a real story.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a German movie originally?
Oh no.
You're thinking of Funny Games.
Oh yeah, Funny Games. How is Strangers differ from Funny Games? Is it the same vibe? Funny Game. Strangers is scarier.
Yeah, The Strangers is quite scary. Like the way it's shot is really good.
But it's the same kind of threat, right? Just normal young kids, but with masks, and they're just being anarchists.
Well, they have
they
have
no reason. They're just here, and there's no reason. That's the scary part. Is there's no reason behind it. It's just anarchy.
There is a reason to The Strangers.
Okay, maybe I haven't seen it, so you can tell me about it.
Yeah, put it on the list. So, scary. Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Time, would you recommend this film? I think I know what the answer is.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I would recommend it, and I rate it an 85 out of 100.
Yeah.
Let me see what chat says. Hold on.
I loved it.
Let's catch up with chat. Oh, you want to finish? Please continue.
I was going to give it a 90. But
90, wow.
Yeah, I loved it. I just loved everything about it. But it's right up my alley.
But you would not recommend it, is what you're saying.
I wouldn't recommend it to people. I mean, you're not a huge slasher genre. I was going to say I wouldn't.
I'm not.
I was going to say I wouldn't recommend it to people who don't have a very strong affinity for the slasher genre, but Time loved it, so
it's interesting enough. It's captivating. It does the mockumentary thing so well. There's a twist that I thoroughly enjoyed. I didn't see coming.
What twist?
The twist at the end.
That she's the virgin instead of the other girl.
The reporter girl was a virgin. And then again, I cannot give this woman enough flowers. I thought she fucking acted her ass off.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Shut up.
And I also thought the world building, like, it even has a little bit of world building, because Scott Wilson is obviously like a veteran guy. And it feels like there's more people. It feels like there's
Who's his wife?
Just some lady. I don't.
I looked her up and I couldn't find anything on her. But Scott Wilson's like
maybe
in the back
his
having
IRL
a beer,
wife,
and he's
maybe
like
his IRL wife.
Well, back in my day, we did it for the love of the game.
Yeah, salty dog.
That Mike and that Freddie, that Jason, they changed the game.
They were
brother.
different. They were different. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people call me the Scott Wilson of this podcast.
So
I get it.
Pragpro, would you recommend this film?
I'm going to talk about that. First, I want to catch up with chat real quick. Our friend Lance from Saints says the only movie that ever scared me was Milo. Milo.
I think it's Milo.
It's about a little kitty cat. Isn't that? Or is that Milo and Otis?
Milo and Otis.
It's Milo and Otis.
Or are you talking about Bad Milo?
Many little animals got injured in the filming of Milo and Otis. Never look up the production of Milo and Otis because it's a horror show. So many kitty cats. They were just tossing cats off fucking roofs.
Oh my god.
Bro, you should look that up.
They were throwing them into rivers.
Literally went through about 150 kitties.
That's awful.
Yeah.
They had no problem.
Killing
it was
them.
straight European shit.
It was a different time. It
was just fucking Europe.
That's the best excuse for anything.
Lance says, I watched it as an adult, and it was embarrassing. I guess he's talking. Is he talking about Milo or Milo and Otis? I'm not sure.
I think he's talking about his movies.
Okay, when are you guys going to review Striptease? When we get that sweet cocaine.
I've never seen Striptease.
I don't know what that is.
All the cocaine together.
With Demi Moore?
We're going to watch Striptease. Yeah, you have to see that movie. That movie's crazy.
That is
it's
literally
movie. If cocaine became a movie, that's what Striptease is.
Isn't what's the name
literally
of it?
filthy.
What's that? What's like Burt Reynolds? Burt Reynolds is in it, right?
Burt Reynolds?
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds was in. No, you're thinking of Boogie Nights, which is
No. He was in Striptease also.
Burt was in Striptease?
I believe so, yeah.
That's fucking... Ooh, we should do a Boogie Nights Striptease double feature.
A double feature. Damn.
A double feature? That's a good idea. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Lance also says one of the worst endings to a good horror movie. I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe
The Strangers, yeah. I think he's talking about The Strangers.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then he says Funny Games has more verbal abuse. Okay,
I love Funny Games. I love Funny Games.
Little killer boy in a raincoat.
Which film is he talking about? The bad.
That's what Milo is. Oh, I don't know.
Is he talking about The Strangers?
There's a killer in a raincoat and he's a kid. I don't know.
That's Milo.
I haven't seen it. Let's talk more about the production of Milo and Otis.
I was talking about another film that had a terrible ending.
I want to do a 4-part series on the creation of the film Milo and Otis.
Lance has corrected himself. And he is talking about Strangers. The Strangers has a bad ending, is what he's saying.
Yes, you know I agree. That's
I just want to note that Lance is a W, but Lance's Community is an L.
You know what Lance did last night? Right now. He didn't want to play games with us, right? And then he's like, I got to go to bed. I need to eat my cheeseburger. What does he do? He goes on Qbot.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, it's literally
like an hour and a half.
Oh my God, Chad! I'm sorry. I would only say that about another man. I would never say that about anyone else. I'm not, but he's just—that's what he does. He gets all fucked up on the green guys, and then he's off and he's up. It was literally 6 a.m. on the East Coast when we finished. So I don't know. Did he do all right? And did they talk about Diego or what?
No.
Can we not talk about Diego?
I need to talk about Diego.
No, not right now. This is a movie podcast.
Stop trying to control the show.
I am.
It's a Diego-free zone.
Christ, this is a living, breathing organism. You know when they say the Constitution is a living document? Well, it's just like this show. It's living. I'm not going to derail it.
Yeah.
Behind the Mask.
No.
The Rise of
I'm going to ask people, please do not watch Behind the Mask.
He's going to actively... Guys.
I'm giving Behind the Mask a 14
do not watch
out of 100.
Oh, my God.
14 means that they got the film cap off. When I give something a 14, it means they
Wow,
actually
that is
got the
crazy.
cameras to work. They got the technical stuff down. They got the electricity to work. They took the film cap off so that they weren't filming just darkness. So they get my 14.
That is the biggest discrepancy we've ever had.
It wasn't a good movie. It's not funny. It's not scary.
Yeah, I completely
Acting was poor. I could predict what was going to happen a mile fucking away. I did like some little bits and some little parts, but they couldn't keep it together, and it was just very off-putting for me.
For once, I could confidently say this, Prag, you are wrong.
You are wrong.
Whatever.
That's all right. That's all right. That's what this podcast's all about.
I don't give a
That's
fuck.
why we did this.
Listen, I can disagree and not be disagreeable. I'm not attacking anybody. I love horror movies. I love slasher movies. I love mockumentaries. I love comedies. Mm-hmm. It's not that, and I love you guys. I just didn't care for this particular expression of the art of cinema. And that's
I get
crazy.
it.
Lance agrees
that's
with
crazy.
Me.
I
that's
get
crazy.
He said that because Lance didn't like it.
He didn't like Leslie Vernon? Okay. Well,
he's never seen it.
I guess he's not on the podcast. He doesn't count.
Yeah.
So we have two, but we have a majority recommend. So I guess the podcast says we recommend it.
What do you give it out of 100?
I gave it 90.
I gave it
90. Okay, 85. You gave it a 95?
85.
No, 85.
Oh, 85. So 90 plus 85 plus 14 divided by 3.
1,000. We did it, guys.
You want to talk about next week? I'm excited for next week.
Yeah.
Next week, we're watching Milo. That's crazy.
No way. No, we're watching. So
63. 63 is the score for Leslie Vernon. 63.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got to curb you guys.
Take that score, my guy.
85.
Yeah, he really did.
What are you fucking talking about?
90.
I don't even give an Oscar winner an 85. 85 shouldn't be something you can get.
Next week, I'm coming in with a 1. Hot off the press.
Listen, this is not an emotional attack show where we shit on other people's movies because we have a personal beef with them.
You changed things, sir.
I just have to be honest. Listen, otherwise we're just going to go on every week and I'm going to say 75. It was good.
No, you just give your honest opinion.
Yeah.
Just an edgelord.
Give your honest score. But what I wanted to ask is, why did you pick this film? Because I'm really excited that you picked this.
Because Grizzly Man, I don't know if it won Best Documentary Oscar, but it definitely was nominated. But I think it's an amazing film because it works on multiple levels. It works as a dark comedy. It works as a horror movie. It works as a nature documentary. It works as a commentary on, small town America because it shows the misadventures of a naturalist in a very dangerous part of the world, and you're learning about the story not directly because it's all taken from film that the protagonist recorded himself. You're getting a view of his story from the people around him, and it's just funny. It's just funny, but it's also sad. It's just everything a good movie is.
It was
funny.
It was made by the great Werner Herzog.
Yes, my name is Werner Herzog.
My name is Werner Herzog.
You must listen to the audio recorded on this. It's too dark.
It's too dark.
So you've seen it, Craig. You've seen it already.
I saw it. I've seen it a couple times, but I haven't seen it in 10 years.
I don't watch my own movies. I'm Werner Herzog.
I've never seen it, but I've wanted to watch it for such a long time.
Have you ever seen a Werner Herzog film?
No.
I think so.
Welcome to the world of Werner Herzog.
Yeah,
you're going to have a fucking good time here, boy.
It's a big gap in my film watching.
He's a bang. He is interesting because he can take the strangest, most serious subject, and he's being serious, but there's just like a little bit of wryness or comedic talent that he has that he gets you laughing. He's like aware of his Germanness.
Yeah.
He used to do a bit on the Colbert Report. He used to go on the Colbert Report and do these long monologues about darkness and, German things. And it's dark at night and you can hear the wolves howl as they're disgraced by your immaturity and your inability to become a man. It's kind of stuff like that.
It's really interesting that you picked this film because I actually, when I was trying to decide what I was going to pick this week, his version of Nosferatu was on the list, the short list of what I was going to pick.
Nice.
And the reason why I wanted to watch Nosferatu is there's a new one coming out from Robert Eggers, which I'm really excited for.
Yep.
So it's
That's
great
a scary one.
Yeah. So it's
The
great.
original Nosferatu is still scary.
Yes, it really is. I agree. I haven't seen Werner Herzog's version, so maybe I'll pick it.
You're
going to
want to see every Werner Herzog movie after this.
Fitzcarraldo, Aguirre, Rapid God.
He has so many banging documentaries, and it's gonna be great. You're gonna love seeing all of his movies, and he's got the variety. There's a lot of variety too, and it's just one of those. If you like documentary filmmakers, he's probably top 3.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
What about time? How come he's not? Wait, hold up. How come he's not excited to see it? Well, he didn't say anything.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
That's it? You didn't see the trailer? You never heard of it?
No, I've heard of Werner Herzog. That's it.
He's got a very deep voice.
He's got a very deep voice.
You're going to fall in love with Timothy Treadwell. You're going to fall in love with Timothy Treadwell, and we're going to have a great time next week.
I bet Time only knows him from The Mandalorian, and that's it. That's all.
He was in The Mandalorian. That's right. He was. Yeah. No,
Werner Herzog's
there's a podcast called Comedy Bang Bang, and a very funny comedian, Paul Tompkins. He does a bunch of different voices, and he does Werner Herzog.
Yeah. Anyway, that's been the Three Grandmas podcast. Thank you, everyone, for joining. This has been really fun. I'm really glad Time enjoyed the movie I picked. Sad that Prag hated it.
Don't be sad.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming.
You didn't make the fucking movie. It's not about you. I don't need you guys coming on here getting hurt because I take a movie that you like and I don't like it because you guys don't like some things I like.
I was happy.
We're gonna find out.
I'm over the moon that Time loved it. Like I was really
it can't
worried
just be
by
three
his smile.
Agree bears every week. We can't just be agreeing constantly.
I agree.
Why don't you fucking push back and say, no, fuck you, Pragpro. Stand up.
That's the show.
Thank you for everyone who came in. Thank you. Is he gone? Oh no, I thought he's gone.
Did he mute himself, or did you mute him, Time? I thought you muted him.
I think he disconnected his fucking mic. He got so mad.
Cut the recording.
Thank you.
Cut the recording.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Lance. Thank you, Flame. Back. I want to say special thank you to Hot Mark Zuckerberg. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.